Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to Kifiye Boxing for all your tips and advice on boxing. Okay, this video I'm going to go through the 3 basic boxing guards that I teach to my students for beginners into boxing. Okay, now there are more guards, okay, but I'm not going to focus on them. I'm just going to focus on 3 guards that I teach the youngsters, and these are simple, and I'm going to go through the pros and cons and to help you identify what your guard or your best guard is. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's get into it. So when a student comes to me and I teach them the fundamental of boxing, the basic of boxing, I teach them 3 guards and the pros and cons of the 3 guards, okay? And then I look towards how to identify what is the best guard for them. Now, like I said earlier, there are different guards. The Mayweather guard, the Philly shell, okay? That is the cross guard, okay? Now, these guards, a boxer can look into them, okay? And if they like them and see the advantage of them, then we can look towards that. But to start off with, I like to keep it simple. I go through 3 guards and explain to what the pros and cons are, then get them training into it, and then we slowly find out what the best guard is for them. Okay, so the first guard, the high guard. Okay, let's talk about the pros of the high guard. Now, the main pro for this high guard is that it's absolutely brilliant for defense, okay? Because you're nice and tucked up, okay? You're nice and tucked up, you've got everything catching on the arms, okay? Anything comes forward, you can close your hands a bit, okay? And you got a very limited target on show, okay? So people will hammer them hands, but you're still taking them out. You can still see through the guard, you can still see the punches, you can step away, move, but everything is hitting the guard. So your defense-wise, your defense is already there, and you don't need to move your hands because they're already there, okay? Another pro for this guard is that once you're in that guard here and you can see the person, you can see them punching, you can actually press forward. You can press forward. While you're pressing forward, you're putting them under pressure. While they're hitting your guard and you're coming on top of them, they get under pressure, they panic, and that's when they can start making mistakes and the technique goes out the window. Okay, so you can walk forward, keep hitting and attack them. Okay, so you put a lot of pressure on them. Okay, the cons of this guard is that because you're so up here, it takes a lot of energy to keep your hands up here and tight. Okay, and a lot of people complain about them hands, shoulders tightening out, the arms tightening out because you're all crunched up here. Okay, obviously if you train in this way, you can overcome that over time. Okay. The second con or the disadvantage of this guard is that when it comes to the punch selection, okay, you're very limited. You can punch from here, straight, quick punches, but in terms of a hard punch, it's difficult because you're coming from this guard here. So the punch selection in terms of the power is very limited, okay? Whereas the other guards, you'll see you got more movement, more range, okay? From here, you're punching from there, straight, there, okay? So punch selection can be limited, and in terms of the power, it can be limited as well, okay? Okay, so the next guard is the medium guard, okay? One hand tucked up by the chin, one just in front, okay? Height level by just below your lips and by your chin here, okay? One of the advantages of this is that the fact that your hands are lower, you can see a lot more, okay? Whereas a high guard, your eyesight can be restricted. Here, you can see a lot more, okay? Number 2, you're more relaxed. Okay, number 2, you're more relaxed. Instead of being up here and scrunched up, you're here, your shoulders are down, and you're nice and more relaxed. And number 3, your punch selections are better from here, so you can get more shots off quickly and more range in the punching, creating more power. Okay, the downside of this guard is that when it comes to somebody pressing you with a high guard, you can get stuck. Okay, so for the infighting, it's not the best. So for example, you could come here, and while the person is here in this position here against you, if you're here, your arm's stuck. So that means that all this area is available to hit, okay? So then you got to start moving into how to grab the person, etc. Okay, so for the infighting, the medium guard is not the best, okay? The third guard is the low guard, okay? Low guard meaning one hand around by the chest level, one hand by the top ab, okay? Or even lower, okay? Down to this, even as low as this, okay? Now, the low guard, when it comes to the advantages or cons, low guard, you can generate a lot of power, Why? Your hands are nice and low, nice and loose here, and from there you can create a lot of power into them punches, okay? Number two, your visibility is brilliant. Why? Because there's no hands in the way. So everything's there, you can see everything coming, okay? You can see the punches coming a lot better, and from there you can move away or move into counter-attacking, okay? So they're the advantages of having a low guard here. The disadvantages of this, the cons of this, is that when it comes to the defense, because your hands are low, you are more prone to getting hit. So then you've got to rely on your athleticism and your experience in terms of leaning back, okay? So if you're very good at moving, then this guard is good, okay? But if you're not, then you got an open shot here, especially when a lot of the people keep the punch here. There's no barrier here, whereas the traditional medium guard, there's a barrier here with the hand already automatically there. Low guard, it's not there, okay? So when it comes to defense, it's affected. When it comes to power punches, it's advantage, okay? So they're the three guards. Let's move on to how to pick your guard, okay? Now, when a student comes to me and I'm watching them train, okay, I start looking at what is their best skills and ability and capabilities, and then trying to see what the best guard is for them. Now, if somebody walks in and they are very athletic, they're moving around a lot, they've got good footwork, okay, they're moving around nice and calm, they're moving around easily, okay, I will look to have a medium to low guard. If they show me that they've got good athleticism, then definitely a medium to low guard, okay? Why? Because that's their strength, that's their skill. They're easily moving around, evading punches. Then I want to keep their hands nice and natural for them to move, okay? Once your hands are up here, it's harder to move, okay? Once your hands are nice and relaxed, it's easier to move, okay? If a person comes and they're not very athletic, they're not the best of movers, okay, then I'll look to have a medium to high guard, okay? If they are flat-footed and there's no upper body movement at all, then I definitely have a high guard, okay? So when they're walking, they're pressing forward, they get used to that, okay? So I'll look at little indicators on the boxing student to see what is their best strengths, and then trying to apply the best guard for them, okay? Next question is that, can a person adopt a boxing guard of their choice? So for example, if they watch a fighter and they want to become that fighter or want to train like that fighter, can they do it? Okay, so I'll give you an example. Somebody wants to do Mayweather, okay? So they see Mayweather, they see how successful he was, and they say that's the best guard for them because he's 50-0. So they adopt the Philly shell, okay? Now, to a degree, yes you can, okay? But it will take time, it will take longer time for you to perfect it if it's not your natural guard, okay? So if you are a mover and shaker, okay, if you're moving around, you've got good athleticism, etc., try and limit you to this position here can be a bit difficult, okay? If it doesn't come naturally, then you will struggle to be up close, blocking, twisting, etc., okay? Now, you can adopt a certain style, okay? But what from my experience is that when people have asked for a certain style, I've trained them in a certain style, when it comes to sparring, they revert back to their natural style. Okay, so for example, one person was trained him into Mike Tyson style. When it came to sparring, Mike Tyson style went out the window, and he was just swinging and going back. Okay, so if you like a style, yes, you can adopt it, but you'll have to research it, you have to watch it, you'll have to spend time practicing it and put your time and effort into it. Okay, and especially if it's not your natural ability, then you will struggle in it. Rather, you work with what your strengths are, okay, and what your weaknesses are. You work with them and then adapt your style and perfect your style as well, okay? Okay, so the question comes to, how do I identify my boxing guard? Okay, so this is my tip for people. Start boxing, okay? Start boxing, start learning the basic of boxing, start learning the fundamental of boxing, okay? Put your time and effort into training it, the stance and guard, okay? Start working the bag, start working the pad work, and when you start doing this, you will start learning what your strengths are. Then when you go into partner work, this will be a good indicator here. When you're working with your partner, you will then notice what your strengths are, what your reflexes is like, okay? What your reaction timing is like, okay? What your natural instinct will be when it comes to certain punches. If a punch comes, if you naturally block it, that might suggest that you're high guard. If your natural reflex is that you're moving away, that might be a sign that you're better having a medium guard or a low guard, okay? So when you do a lot of partner work, that's when your natural instinct will come through, okay? And when you're doing partner work and you move into sparring, that's when you will know what your strengths are, okay? Once you know your strengths, that's what you will work with, okay? You will see what your reflex is like. You see what your reflex timing is like, your reaction timing, your footwork, okay? Your mind and body connection as well. When a punch comes, what does your mind tell your body to do and what does your body do, okay? This all happens when you do a lot of partner work, okay? Once you do a lot of partner work, you will then realize, actually, I get hit all the time, okay? So I need a higher guard, okay? I can't move away from the punches, so I need a high guard, okay? I like to press people, so I need a high guard, okay? Or it could be that I realized when the person throws a punch, I'm quickly out the way with my footwork, okay? When my hands are low, it's easier for me to just slip a punch, okay? So all these little indicators, you've got to look into it and find out what your strengths are, and that will help you shape your boxing guard, okay? So guys, just a short video there. I hope you like it. Any questions regarding the boxing guards, please drop me a message or a comment in the section. Please like this video and please follow the channel for more tips on boxing. And any requests, please put them through. I'll do my best to put a video out for you guys. Okay, until next time guys, take care. I'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.